Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Leadnap Gaming. Today we're going to jump into a Prowler and we're going to
Systems activated. Systems on.
Welcome back everybody, and as I was saying, today we're going to head out to the moon Euterpe and we're going to take this Prowler to do it, and we're just going to do a little bit of exploring on foot. Now, normally in Explore the Verse, I do missions, and I thought about doing one of the cave missions on one of the new moons to kind of go check it out that way. But I decided, given the kind of content that I want to talk about a little later on, this actually made more sense to just kind of go and freely explore it. That said, I would probably also take my Carrack, and that way I could take a ground vehicle, but hey, it's 3.9 and everyone wants to see the Prowler, which, as you just saw, would cut my feet off if I actually pressed the button where it is. Hopefully they move that a couple feet further back. Alright, with that said, I want to get started by saying that Acryla Dan sent me this pic of his brand new setup with that shiny new Thrustmaster HOTAS setup that we got for him. Really excited about it. It took us a lot of effort to get it sent to him. I wouldn't hesitate to do it again though, and I'm really glad he's got it. Okay, so as I strap into the pilot seat here, coming up is Invictus Week, and for those that don't know, Invictus Week is CIG's take on the US Fleet Week, which if you live in San Diego, you're probably pretty familiar with. It's basically just an opportunity for the US Navy to come in, show it off its boats, show off its airplanes, and so on and so forth. And yes, I know the DCS folks are going to murder me for saying airplanes, but they're squids, what can I say? So with that said, the most important takeaway for it is that it's a free fly event. So if you've got friends you wanted to show Star Citizen, here's their chance, because free fly means you don't have to buy a starter ship to go into the game. You just create an account, download the game, and log in and you get to see it. Also free fly, there's usually sales attached to it and everything like that, so we'll kind of see what comes down the pipeline. In-game, which we're going to talk about a little bit here in the beginning, you have a big convention, because like I said, it's the UEE Navy's version of doing that. So again, at the Bevic Convention Center at Area 18, they're gonna do a convention similar to the annual one that happens in November. So with this one, they've said this time they're gonna do these big like walk around hologram things of the ships that are quote unquote too big to put in the convention center, and what that actually means is they're going to show off some ships that are in concept, that are in production, that aren't ready yet. The first and most important of these that I'm going to talk about today is the Mercury Star Runner. Now, these are my personal opinions, mind you, but looking at it, it doesn't look too different from what it was in its original concept, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a fan of these bigger, bulkier turrets on the top and the bottom. Now, you'll remember the original one, that kind of Crusader sweep went all the way up and actually kind of prevented the turret from firing forward just like the Freelancers do. Now, a lot of people hate that on the Freelancers because you got that cowling there. I actually don't mind that so much. It's a Star Runner. The idea is you're going to be running, right? So going fast. So having that top turret only fire rearward really wasn't a big deal to me in the way that kind of works. I get it. No one would ever design a ship that wouldn't let you fire forward. So I suppose that that is an improvement. But like I said, I don't like how bulky they are now. I get the feeling they're possibly not actually remote turrets anymore. And I know some people are really excited because there's rumor of a like tube that extends through the ship, and you got the top turret and the bottom turret, a la Millennium Falcon. That's a Drake thing in my opinion. Anyways, topic for another day. But like I said, these are just my personal preferences. You can definitely see the influence of the Ares engines, which were more external and bigger and bulkier. The original was much more subdued. I liked the subdued look better myself, but you know what? This does not detract from it at all. I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to just come out the gate right now and say, the Mercury Star Runner to me is the better, not poor man's Cutlass. What do I mean by that? Well, it's got a little more cargo, a little better components, looks a lot better, and, I am a Crusader fan, so I'm all smiles there, but it's coming along great. It's looking really good, and 2020 could very well be the year of Crusader. With that said, we got some more white box images of the Crusader's Hercules. Oh, am I excited. All right, the Hercules is one of my favorite ships. And, they said, look, we've made some changes, some tweaks. And when you look at this, it's really hard to see what they changed. And that's a good thing because, well, in my mind, this thing was already damn near perfect in concept as it was. One of the things I do know they changed is right here. They just simply made this more sleek. Now, in the original concept, this kind of added a pilot armor for the bay there. Now it's just a little more aerodynamic and sleek looking there. It's a cosmetic thing. It's not a big deal. But like I said, I am excited. It looks really good. A lot like Euterpe here as we look out the window. Before I jump on, and hopefully we're still kind of coming down when I hit this, but last thing they showed us was the Redeemer. And, the old one, this elongated neck, the downturned swallowtail, it just looked like a whale with scissors attached to the side of it. Wasn't a big fan. And the new one, wow. This new beefy kind of bulldog look, that looks really good. I actually really like it. And, it's I really like it. I'm not a big Aegis fan. Not Aegis. Yeah, Aegis. Sorry, lost my mind there. Not the biggest Aegis fan out there, and I really had hoped they would fix the kind of wonky turret thing that they do in the Mole as well. Really, the Mole took it from this one, but I might have to get one of these now. It's looking pretty good. So with that said, enough about ships. As we make our descent here, we've turned to better see the planet. Dropship visibility for the pilots looking down is always terrible in Star Citizen. It's like they don't realize that as a pilot you might actually want to see the landing zone better. I don't know. But yeah, so we're coming down and content. So here's the big thing, right? As you've probably noticed in our footage, there's nowhere to go. There are no pre-positioned points on Euterpe. Not even an abandoned outpost or anything like that. And I'm sure that means that, we got to go find. I'm sure CIG littered some stuff on the surface for us to go find. But it would have just been nice to have one or two little outposts of some sort out there. It's kind of a little bit of a bummer there for me. But that speaks greater to kind of the big thing I wanted to talk about. Now, I don't want to flog a dead horse here. But we're just not getting a lot in the way of content. Like, it's exciting to get a Prowler and you jump in it, but one, dropships, as we all know, there's really no need for them, right? They just aren't. So it does kind of make a cool, package runner or thing for this. And don't get me wrong, you get into the Prowler, you go explore with it, you do a little dog fighting. It's actually a very good fighter if you change out the weapons. But, you're going to keep putting that service beacon up. Eventually, I'm going to accept it and try to get paid. Just saying. All right. Anyways, what I was saying is the drop ships, and you can see right here, wouldn't it be nice to have better ground visibility? Yeah. So anyways, 2019 was so packed. We got so much content. We got so many new ships, and we got them regularly dispersed out. There was always this kind of going excitement. Yeah, this ship cannot land hard at all. I'll try to stay on point here, guys. So, 2020, it's just been dull in comparison. I mean, we're in May, and I feel like the game hasn't changed much since CitizenCon. So, I mean, a lot's come in, sure, and we've got some new ships, but it just hasn't changed. And that's just kind of what's bugging me a little bit. But I don't want to be the epic complainer here. Simply, I want to make the point that, I forgot that I had to restart, make my new character, so of course I'm not wearing my normal clothes here. It is a good idea, though, in the player state. So I know I just said, they didn't really give us anything, and we have the new player state thing in 3.9, and this is actually a kind of cool thing, because normally I would have just run off the ship. But now you'll notice, I gotta remember to make sure I put something on that I'm not gonna freeze to death in. And I'm noticing here that I don't have my super cool, like, cold weather suit from CitizenCon anymore. That's an issue. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and run out here in this, I guess. This is kind of my normal exploring outfit, and yeah, I think I'm gonna need something a little more sufficient. And you know, this is the thing with the player states thing. It would be really nice if I could see the temperature outside. And I know Moby-Glass is getting updates and that'll happen, but it would have been nice to know before I got off of my ship that I needed to wear something a little more effective than my space jumpsuit. Okay, so as I was saying before, I don't want to be the complainer, and I just want to kind of lay down here and say my suggestion to CIG, how I would do it if I were them, is I would focus on ship releases that tie with new element releases, because that gives you a little more to do. So for example, cargo decks on stations are coming, and I'm really excited about that. One, because I'm a cargo runner for the most part, but two, it is a pretty substantial gameplay change for something that's been in the verse for a long time. So when those come out, release the Herc. Now, please release that before you have the Herc ready. I'm just saying, if planned longer ahead, you know, releasing those two at the same time would make a lot of sense. As far as bounty hunting coming out, right? That's when we should see the Cutlass Blue and some of the other bounty hunting ships, and hey, maybe even the Star Runner. You know, you got something for the bounty hunters, you got something for the bounty hunted, we got the prisons now. I'm just saying, it's all coming together. So yeah, like I was saying, it's just kind of one of those things. It's really bugging me I don't have my cold weather suit here. But that's how I feel like they could kind of improve this a little bit without dramatic change in the system. Now, I know they're doing a lot on the back end. They're making a lot of visual improvements, and the game is looking amazing. Like, I'm so excited here. It's all coming along really well. You know, yes, I occasionally have some negative things to say about it, but people should remember, you know, I'm still a fan, and I'm invested into the game. And I really want to see good things come from it. And, you know, this is kind of cool to be able to come and do this, go visit new worlds. I'm loving these rock spires right here. Might even make that the title image here. But like I said, I don't want to go on too long with this one. I don't want to make this one too long. The last thing I'm going to say here is that CIG did make good on something. So if we go all the way back to the Mantis and the Sabine suit that I was wearing, right? If you bought a Mantis, you got the Sabine undersuit and the really cool helmet that I was wearing. Unfortunately, if you CCU'd to a Mantis, no luck, which angered a bunch of people. Here's the good news. The thing was, the Mantis didn't have pre-buyers because it was a straight-to-flyable concept. The Prowler, on the other hand, if you bought the Prowler when it came out when 3.9 dropped, you got the Avi's helmet. Pretty cool. But if you'd already owned the Prowler because you bought it in its concept phase because you thought it was a cool concept, you didn't get the helmet. And that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And so again, my hat is off to CIG because they fixed this. I now have my Avi's helmet in here. So good news, they do listen. They are making changes and trying to fix little oversights like that, so that's good. Like I said, don't want this to get too long, so we're going to go ahead and cut it off here. As I said before, I'll see you all in Invictus Week. It's coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some great content for that. I got a thing on the Connie coming up I'm really excited about for, too. So maybe you'll see me in the verse filming some stuff in a Connie. If you do, say hi. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you all next time.